Hey, I just wanted to give everyone an update. I've been putting up a new tracking algorithm for swing trading. We've had some beta testing going on for a while for some algorithms on here, and I fine-tuned it. I've really narrowed it down to the parts of the algorithm that were working the best. If anyone still likes the old algorithm that's still on there, you see that there's still a link here to go to see the old one. But this one is really the one you should be focusing on, I believe. I'm going to start putting it into some actual trades and see what the dollar values are for trading these and in the way that they're intended. But for this video, I'm just going to show you the page in general, what you're going to see every day. Every day around 5:30 to 6 o'clock is when my data comes in for end of day, and it will compile that data, run through it, and then either come up with a pick, or there may or may not be a pick every night. So if there is a pick, I'm looking to send that out to your email if you're a registered member, and it will also appear on this page probably around 6:15 Eastern. So once it's on here, you'll see here's the latest pick from back on Wednesday. It was CVEO and had a really nice pop today. I think it was up about 11% there. So the pick came in here. It was at about let's see, what was about $1 there? Yeah, $1.03, and it went all the way up here to $1.17. So yeah, about almost a 17% gain there. And that's really what you're looking for. As soon as you get a huge pop like this on one of these, that's when you want to sell. And here's an example of one that didn't work. And you'll see that you should look for probably a stop at around 7%. And if you're up for a little bit more risk, maybe closer to 11%. But still, you want to have that stop in place. So if it does fall like this, you want to get out. And here's one that's kind of slowly moving up. There are some support areas here, which is these automatically draw on the chart where there's a lot of volume, where it's kind of curved up to a certain area a couple times. Let's see, it's done it basically 3 times right there. So it's going to hit some resistance most likely when it gets to that point. So that's a good place that if it does hit there, that's probably where you're going to want to sell. But otherwise, every pick in general is the algorithm aims to only hold it for a maximum of 7 trading days, which works out to be about a week and a half. So if it's lasted any longer than that, you should just start to plan your way out of it. Unless it's really running, then if you're a more advanced swing trader, you might do a trailing stop or come up with some way to continue to hold and continue to play that upward momentum. Here's another recent trade from this system where you see it came up to this yellow line. It's starting to hit some resistance here, so that's probably, again, it's a gray area where you got it here at looks like about $1.60, and it came up all the way to about $1.77. So pretty nice gain there. Here's one that's kind of went a little bit sideways, but it's still kind of a basing pattern here, where it could very well. I mean, this is oil, and oil's had some trouble here lately, but it's holding up. So this is something where it's hit that 7-day mark. I would probably put your stop at break even. Let it run to $12 if you can get it. Otherwise, get ready to cut this one. But that's what you're going to come to expect with these type of swing trade alerts. And I'm just going to jump over here to the stats page. That doesn't work right now. Hold please. There, with the magic of some editing, I got the page to work. Forgot to upload that file. So this is the stats page that I just added to the server. That this will basically give you a health check. So it'll show you how well this algorithm has been doing over the past few months, past few weeks. And you'll see where CVEO came through here, and it looks like it hit a high of 15% today. Really nice. That's definitely where you want to sell or put a trailing stop in and get ready to sell. So that's a great win there. And you'll see these other ones, coming up around 5 to 7% in that goal range. Same thing with BRS. It looks like it hit that area and it's kind of going sideways now, so you probably would want to get out now. And CIE came up, hit 12%. You probably are out right there. So that's where you see that, there was obviously on this one where we said that was a loss, it came down to that 9%, 12% loss area. I mean, this one is probably where if it's falling more than 8% on the first day, you probably should just get out. Just avoid that and move on to the next trade. And you'll see that, I mean, and this is something where that's where you're going to have to take into account what your risk thing. Because here one is almost at 10%, but then it exploded upwards to making almost 43%. So sometimes, I mean, if you can see that the stock is a very volatile stock and might move around a lot, you might want to just on that first day open up the stop a little bit, maybe put it down to 12% or so, and let it run. So something like this where for 3 days in a row it's down over 10%, and it's likely that you probably would have sold during that time. So this is going to be a loss here, even though it came back up and ran again. I mean, it's just, again, it's kind of your trading style. I've kind of done these statistics to average out what likely would have happened during that time, so that I can see how to optimize this as it's going forward and make this algorithm as profitable as possible for you. So this August was a pretty good month. A lot of opportunity for gains on every single trade. Only like 2, 3 out of the whole month did not look too hot. So that looked pretty good. July had a lot of trades. The beginning of the month looked very good here. A little bit iffy in the middle here, but still, I mean, the loss rate here, so I mean, it's down for 3 days and then it pops up to a 5% for 2 days. That's probably where you're going to want to sell it. Or either, if it's up about 5% on one of these swing trades, put your stop to break even, or maybe at 1% if you want to try to edge out a little bit more. But as soon as it hits that area after 3 days of trading, you probably want to lock that in. And go down here, I mean, and here's an example of one that you probably wouldn't want to lock in. You probably, after it's 3 days, it's down around 10% of a loss, you just want to get rid of that one. Here's one that pops right up to 6% on the very first day. That's one where you probably just want to sell it. Anything more than 5% gains in a day, you're off the table. And here's another one, over 10% gains in a single day. As soon as it runs up to that level, you probably just want to cash it in, because you'll see that, I mean, it didn't really go much higher than that afterwards. It's a very common thing. And here's something that continued to run, and this is again what I'm saying with the trailing stop, that if you want to be a bit more aggressive, it popped up 7%. Conservative traders, you sell, you get it off the table, it's a nice win. More aggressive traders, you can put in that trailing stop, which for those of you who don't know, it's something where the stop automatically is adjusting the higher and higher the stop goes. So you might be trailing the high of the day by 2%. So if it jumps to the high and then from the high it falls 2%, it will stop you out. But if it only falls 1% and then climbs up to a new high, then your high, or your stop will keep adjusting to that new high, so it will trail with it. But you see, generally a pretty good start to the month here in July, pretty average month, and it ended pretty nicely too. June was not too hot. June was a rough month for bulls. And when this happens, this is going to happen in the algorithm. Okay, it's like anything else where you're going to have hot spots and cold spots. And when the market is fighting against you hard, you just want to notice that, like three trades in a row here aren't going well. You want to have tight stops, and you kind of see that probably during this time when the market was really leveling off, that if the market is being very bearish, you want to keep your stops really tight, maybe 4%, 5%, and see if you can squeeze anything out. And if, like here are two of them, if anything's above, during this time frame, if anything hits above 5%, sell it, get out, because you can see everything during the rest of the week here did not look good. But there's still opportunity for gains here. You just have to be a lot more careful. But then here's an area of June that was very bullish, and it looks like there's a lot of green, a lot of opportunity, very easy opportunities for gains. So the algorithm would help you out a ton right then. So you see it's in May was a fantastic month. I mean, most of this month is all green. And here's a couple great wins for it. So you see that when it's on, it's doing really well. So I look up here at the statistics overview. June, as I was showing you an example of a bad month, that was about 50-50. You're likely to hit some headwinds there, to have to manage your stops well, to probably come out slightly above. But then these other months where you're 78% wins, 70% wins, they're going to really help you define trades that are most likely going to win. So it's going to be a pretty easy month to be able to trade off of this algorithm. So this is in general, and I hope to keep updating this. It should update nightly to get the latest data in there, because I really like to be as transparent as possible with this, to show you what this algorithm is doing right now, how well it's performing, so that you can be a bit more open with your trades or a bit more tight with your trades, depending upon how well the algorithm is performing right now. But that's the general overview of this. I hope it's fitting to your trade style, and I'll keep developing even more great tools for you, and look forward to having you as a member soon. Thanks.